All right, so Israel Adesanya is getting a bunch of backlash for comments that he made online, and I'm going to show you what he said. It is a few minutes clip, and he's getting blown up on Twitter about it. And I would imagine once you guys see what this is, you're going to be like, wait, why is he getting attacked? By that time, you're going to see what Twitter is saying about him, and you're going to be like, oh, get him, Jesse. Get him, Jesse, on fire. Light these guys up. Or maybe you're going to see what he says and you're going to think to yourself, oh my God, I didn't realize Israel Adesanya was such a bad person, you know? And if you fall into that camp, I would challenge you to watch to the end of the video and then decide if you still agree, because I'm going to actually show you why what he's saying should not be attacked in any capacity whatsoever, because you're on our team. And that is the team of people who are UFC fans. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys that in a second. He's, like I said, he's getting mercilessly attacked on Twitter by people who I don't agree with at all. But anyway, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask. I have millions of videos. You can watch all of them. All you have to do is just click subscribe one time and forget about it. Ring the bell if you are, if you want to know when I upload. And if you are a fan of the channel, please remember to like this video and then comment. I mean, I don't think I'm going to have to bait you guys into commenting on this one. I have a feeling that you guys are going to have some opinions on this. And also, I have to thank the sponsor of this video, Yo Kratom. If you're a Kratom user, you know what it is. $60 kilograms, $110 kilograms if you like it pre-capsuled. I'm not even talking about what Kratom is. I'm not suggesting anyone use it. But if you already use it, you know what you pay for it. And it is going to be an absolutely dramatic decrease in your output that you pay for Kratom. And it's just as good. They have all the strains. YoKratom.com. All right, so let's start with this clip of Izzy talking, and then we're going to dive straight into the Twitter backlash and then the responses.
Israel Adesanya's recent comments on Andrew Tate's toxic masculinist views have polarized his fans. During a recent interview on the Honey Badger Hour podcast, Izzy praised Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, and David Goggins for helping revive masculinity.
Someone like Jordan, Andrew, Dave Goggins, guys like that, they're the ones who are really, I guess, to be honest, pushing men to be accountable as men. And you know, like the world right now is trying to like soften us.
Yo, weak man is what, yeah, dog. Like,
I mean, what did it say? I think it was what's his name? Jordan actually said, you know, was it Jordan? Like how you back in the day that you know, if someone like the kings and whatnot want to stop an uproar or uprising, they'd kill all the fighting age males.
Yeah, the 20, the fighting age.
Kill them. Can't kill them right now, so what do? You
fucking give them sugar.
Exactly. Push
make
fire.
Make them feel bad about being men.
Make them feel emasculated.
About wanting to talk to girls.
Yeah.
Incels, dog. They're creating.
There you go.
Yeah. So you also would take media and mass media like Disney, right? Disney movies. And you would take Marvel and Star Wars, your biggest properties, and you would go, well, I think these strong male heroes are probably not what we want to do if we're trying to intentionally demasculate the entire society. And you would replace all the male heroes with female heroes, as an example. And if you go through all of the Marvel movies now, just give it a look, dude. Find me a new strong male character, because they've all been replaced by females, all of them. Star Wars, all been replaced by females, all of them. Every single one, right? Even the Mandalorian, which was like the only one that still had a male hero, now is a female. Like all of them. Which, I mean, if you think that's coincidence, I don't, right? So let's continue, because here's his backlash.
These comments did not go down well with Izzy's diverse fan base, who lashed out at him for praising the controversial Andrew Tate. Rob Gooderham said, I kind of get where Izzy coming from with regards to there is a backlash towards masculinity, and that and toxic masculinity are different. Not sure. Andrew Tate is the guy you want to point to as being a great example of someone redefining masculinity.
Now, how much do you guys want to bet that Rob Gooderham has read about Andrew Tate and has not watched any of his actual content where he is speaking? Because we're going to change that on this video. People who are already mad at Izzy or mad at me, oh, he's defending Andrew Tate. Okay, just sit tight, dude. I'm going to show you two clips of him. One of them, he is shaming an entire room of women, all right? So if it's like, you know, if it's toxic masculinity, he literally has a bunch of girls and he is shaming all of them. Let's see if you disagree with him, though. Let's just see if you disagree with him.
Y. Ray Jr. said, you know, in Tate's eyes, you're part of the guys used to soften men with the nail polish and dresses you be wearing.
That's 100% not true.
There's no such thing as too much masculinity if it's genuinely masculine. Genuine masculinity is not out here to hurt people. It's absolutely the opposite. It's out here to protect. And when bad things happen, they call traditionally masculine men. If you need a firefighter, you need a masculine man.
That's just one of those things where you're like, that's just not true, dude. There's a 0% chance that Andrew Tate would say that Stylebender is a person who is promoting demasculating men, because masculinity has nothing to do with like your nails. If you're a professional fighter who gets into the cage and fights other men, especially Adesanya, who takes on the absolute toughest challenges. Anyway, I'm sorry.
LOL. Braderade said, bigger L than the Poetan lawsuit.
Okay, so that right there, I'm gonna stop because okay. I can't stand when people do that, dude. Like this one, as a matter of fact, let me just do this really quick, just so you guys can see my face on this one. Anyone who comments a thing like that, you just go like this. Like your opinion is non-existent, okay? Your opinion deserves no weight. And you want to know why? Because you didn't say anything. Bigger L than blah. Oh, big L there. You're like, why? How is that an L? So Israel Adesanya talked for 5 minutes making a very specific point, and you wrote big L. Okay. Well, until you want to actually quantify your ideas and give someone something to respond to, your opinion does not exist, other than for people like me to look and go, wow, this guy's a moron. And I will just overtly say, like, I'm trying not to be super mean, but this guy, Braderade, moron, okay? Moron. 0% chance he's a fan of my channel anyway, so super moron, right?
Bando Bombers said, this is why they always say if you're a fan of a UFC fighter, male or female, don't dive deep into their personal beliefs. More often than not, you'll be disappointed.
Okay, so what exactly did Israel Adesanya say that disappointed this dude? This is my point with all of this, right? Like, this is my point with all of this. I could do the thing where I read their comments like this. Oh my God, but I'm serious. Like, I'm actually trying to do this like I would in real life. Okay, like in real life, I wouldn't do that if the guy was standing in front of me. Like, I would just go like this. I'd be like, so explain to me exactly what Izzy said that disappointed you. What about his beliefs disappointed you? Well, he supports Andrew Tate. Have you ever watched Andrew Tate's content? Yeah, I have. Really? What'd he say? I don't even remember. He was saying all kinds of, he hates women. Oh, he does? He hates women, huh? He hates women. Okay, so I'll tell you what. For your opinion to be valid, you're going to sit right here and you're going to actually watch 10 minutes of Andrew Tate talking. Maybe we'll do like 3 clips. Are you willing to do that? No. Okay, well then get the fuck out of here, dude. Your opinion is null and void. If that guy will sit and he'll watch him, so then we can, talk afterwards, then I'll have respect for him. If you won't watch it, then shut up, dude. Just shut up. Okay? And if you're going to say his views are disappointing, which views? What exactly did he say? He said that people are being demasculated, which is why he likes listening to these guys who support masculinity, and the masculinity these guys are talking about is not degrading women. I'm going to show you a clip of Andrew Tate literally just destroying a whole room of girls, but for a very specific reason. And then again, I challenge you, give that a look and then tell me if you agree with him or not. If you disagree, fine. Tell me in the comments that you disagree with him and just tell me why. All right. Whoa. That was not what I meant to do. All right, let's continue.
Pete Tempting said, I'm just going to cope by rewatching his celebration from last week and pretend I didn't see this and that he isn't as insecure as the likes of Tate, Peterson, and...
Okay. So, again, tell me you've never watched their stuff without telling me you've never watched. Jordan Peterson is insecure. Jordan Peterson's insecure. Andrew Tate is insecure. But mostly Jordan Peterson. Let's just focus on Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is insecure. Raise your hand if you've ever watched anything of Jordan Peterson's. Comment it in the comments, and then tell me if there is a less insecure person you've ever seen ever. Okay, we're not talking about cocky. We're not talking about ego. We're talking about confident in their beliefs, right? Jordan Peterson is the most confident in his beliefs person because he's the most well-read person. Okay, I should have let off with this. So I watch a lot of these guys' content, like not so much Andrew Tate, but a lot of Jordan Peterson, and not about like the masculinity stuff, because that's not really, you know, like I know all that stuff. I watch his information on really high-end complex issues, because in my opinion, he is literally the most intelligent person that makes content in the world. And I really believe that. I think he's the most well-read. I think he communicates better than anyone else. And I can't tell you how many people in my own life who I've said something about like that about him, and they're like, oh, Jordan Peterson, and then I make them watch, and their opinion completely changes. They're like, oh, wow, he really, you know, it takes them a second because it like breaks their brain from all the stuff they've read about him. When they actually watch him, they're like, oh my gosh, like, wow, he's much different than I thought. It's like, well, yeah, everybody just writes lies about him, dude. They just write lies. That's like literally lies. They say Jordan Peterson's a Nazi, supports Nazis. And then they watch it and they're like, wait, what?
Oh. Fu Chow Restaurant tweeted, there's literally nothing masculine.
Okay. Hey, what do you think? Hey, what? It's the stupidest comment. Hey, is being a professional kickboxer masculine? And I'm just talking about like the superficial stuff, right? I can't do it.
About Tate. Snow Leopard said, bro is talking like this, then goes on to paint his nails and wear a skirt and a dog collar to a press conference. You
know what I notice about all the people who say things like this? Hey, Snow Leopard, this is an anonymous Twitter person. And you know what that means, right? They don't look like Israel Adesanya on the other side. And it's like, and also, if you think that Israel Adesanya, no matter what he does, is someone who is unmasculine, you don't even understand what being masculine is.
Conference. Legs McFeet wrote, can he get any more unlikable?
See? Does that look like a real person? Legs, not feet, with whatever CEO of whatever that is. Can he get any more unlikable? What is this? These are not people. These are hidden people.
Friendly Neighborhood Layman tweeted, talks like this, but acts like this.
Doesn't matter. None of that has anything to do with him being masculine or not. Like and also, really quick, you know what? While we're on this, okay? While we're on this, hey, look at that. That's Izzy's girlfriend, okay? Discovered this. Someone in the comments told me. They're like, dude, you know he has a girl. You know he has a girlfriend. And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. Well, there she is. I looked it up. It's true. He's got a Kim Kardashian lookalike girlfriend. Anyway.
Talk it. They banned me for, said, from a dude that wears nail polish. LOL.
Yeah, because that makes him not masculine when he's a cage fighter.
Sabali Yusuf wrote, Amy CRX, Pereira is up 3-1.
So what?
And LMNRY Beanies said, isn't this the guy with pink hair?
So what?
Laughing my ass off. Luke.
Oh my God. I can't. Blech. These fucking people, man. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. That's not how I'm doing this video. Okay, so what I can say about all of those people is I guarantee you none of them have actually watched any of these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with an Andrew Tate one, okay? So this is Andrew Tate in a room full of girls, who are talking about why they plan to not have children, period. Okay? So they're going to talk to him about why they plan on not having children, and he's going to respond to it. And you guys tell me, okay? This is titled Andrew Tate brutally reality checks Western women. Okay, so that sounds like it's going to be one of those things. Oh my God, he's such a chauvinist, disgusting man. All right, watch this and tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree or disagree with him.
If you're not gonna, sorry, my headphones fell off. If you're not gonna have children, what are you gonna do with your lives?
If I'm not gonna have children, travel, just pursue anything that makes me happy. Try to make money. I love traveling, so I would probably just
drink cocktails on the beach. Okay, next.
About the same thing, like travel, focus on my career, things like that. Like my career will become my baby.
What about you?
I honestly just want to get right into my career.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
You know what's hilarious about this is, and this is obviously going to be ironic coming from me, but not really, that if you asked all of them, like, what do you really want? Like, what do you want your career to be? They're going to be like, I want to be a content creator. Oh yeah? Because you couldn't do that with kids. You know, I had a lot of career before I was a content creator, just for the record, but All of them are about to say like, I'm going to be a brain surgeon and blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's not what you want. Don't pretend that's what you want. It's irrelevant, but that's not what you want.
What do you want to do in life?
Right now, so I go to the University of Miami. I'm majoring in interactive media. What I want to do with that is build virtual reality simulators for the military. And then I'm also minoring in motion pictures. I'm interested in acting and shit like that.
Yeah, Miss Cuba, what about you?
Do whatever the fuck I want.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Well, I plan on becoming a doctor. So I'm just, my career.
Your career.
I'm passionate about it, so.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm trying to get through this first. I just want to say this because I'm a person who has kids, who honestly did not. I was always going to have kids, but had I gotten married to a woman who did not want to have kids, that would have happened. Like I would have been like, all right, whatever, because having kids always seems like a big like thing that's going to blow up your life at the time that you're talking about it. It never seems like it's the right time, dude. Now at my age, if I wouldn't have had kids, it would have been a catastrophe. A catastrophe. I'm at the point now, which is what the point that he's about to talk about, where anyway, sorry, I'm stepping on it. They're being brainwashed. Like all these women are being brainwashed into thinking that having kids is this bad thing. I have 10 cousins, 10. All of them are 10 years younger than me. None of them have kids, okay? None of them. Not one of them has kids. I don't think that, and they're all like smart, like, college educated kids. Like, I don't think that's a coincidence. They are being conditioned to not have kids now, and that is going to be a catastrophe. Who's going to take care of you? It ain't going to be me, dude. It ain't going to be me. I can't take care of 10 cousins because my kids will be taking care of me, son.
A life without children is vapious. And it's inane and it's pointless. And you may sit here and think that your career matters, but the truth is that your job will fire you at a whim and don't give a solitary shit. So and when you're 52 and you're past it with no grandchildren in a house,
I'm not 52, obviously,
by yourself, and all your friends have grandchildren in this beautiful life, and you're sitting there by yourself, do you think the fact that you can afford a few extra Gucci bags is going to genuinely make you feel happy? I was at my grandmother's 93rd birthday. I looked there. My grandmother had 9 children because there was my father and 8 more. They all had a bunch of kids, blah, blah, blah. I stood there and I looked at my 93-year-old grandmother, and there was a whole room full with maybe 70 people that came from that one woman.
I've had this experience and it is insane.
Isn't that remarkable? Yeah. That nobody cared about her career. Nobody asked what job she did.
Exactly.
Nobody asked how many times she went to the club. Nobody asked if she had time to go to festivals. No. You had 70 sentient beings.
Let me also tell you what face you're seeing on these girls, okay? That is the face of no one has ever spoken to you like he is speaking to you, and this is the point where they are questioning their decisions, where they're like, well, like, because they're getting fed all this nonsense, and there's no one to go, guys, like this person, either of these girls, they get married to someone who wants to have kids, they're having kids, dude. Like this is just like this rando idea, like a social contagion that's going through, and oh yeah, like having kids will ruin your life, but blah blah. Ask anyone who has kids if they regret it, like that are anyway.
Including myself, full of life from one woman who dedicated herself to being a mother and a good wife. That is beautiful. And if you sit here and genuinely think that you're going to work your ass off through your fertile years, and by the age of 54, you're not going to be suicidal alone with a cat, then you're dumb. The happiest women on earth have children and a man who's paying the bills and their mothers. The happiest people on earth. I guarantee it. Your mothers. Ask your own mother. Do you regret having me? She's going to say, of course not. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. So now you're going to sit here and you're going to end your own bloodline? All your ancestors were out there surrounded by saber-toothed fucking tigers trying to survive on the streets out there in caveman days just to get to the final end where we have all the medical care and you can live in a nice warm house for your fucking selfish ass to say, no, I don't want kids. I'm too busy in the fucking strip club or going to fucking Mallorca to have a pina colada on the beach. It's absolutely insulting to your entire bloodline.
Boom. All right. So that was like, honestly, that was the clip that I found that was most like, here, this is how he's been presented as some like, some super chauvinist prick. And even in that one, I agree with him 100%. And I'm agreeing from a position of knowledge. Okay, I have 3 kids, and I would have very easily done what those girls did. Easily. Well, they haven't made their decision yet. Easily, because I was a selfish dunsky. Lucky for me, I got married to a girl who knew she wanted to have kids, and I was part of the deal, and so I did. And then now I'm at an age where I'm like, oh my God, dude, if I would have gone through that whole period and not had kids, it would be a vapid, empty existence, dude. What are you gonna, like, you think you're never gonna be like, you know, you think you're gonna be 30 forever? You think you're gonna be 25 forever? You're not, dude. Everybody goes through the same thing. When I was in Miami and we were in the car with McDaniel, I'll tell you guys that. I'll peel back the like. So I said this to McDaniel. I was like, you know, the only thing that really pisses me off is when people are like, you're fucking old. And I was like, I don't know why that shit infuriates me. Dude. It's like, I'm fucking old. And he's like, that's like literally the stupidest insult of all time. He's like, because 100% of people are all going through the exact same thing. He's like, how would that be an insult? And I was like, I thought about that the way he said. I'm like, fuck, man, I never really thought about it like that. It's like, yeah, that's true. It's like he's like, it's like a 3-year-old insulting someone for being over 3 foot tall. They're like, you're over 3 foot tall. It's like, yeah, well, something tells me you're going to be over 3 foot tall soon, fuckhead. But the point is, everybody's going to get to this point where and I've seen the end of this movie, dude. Okay. Gabrielle's mom had 2 friends who never had kids. Dude, the end of the movie is fucking sad, dude. Like, I'm talking sad. This is not a made up story. One of her best friends never had kids. She died in a fucking home watching CNN. She was so whacked out of her mind. She thought that Don Lemon was her boyfriend. Okay. She never had a husband. She never had kids. She just did what these chicks did, and the end of that movie is fucking sad, dude. Now, let's watch something else. Let's watch Jordan Peterson, because he is my guy, dude. Jordan Peterson is my guy. Boom.
And that they were struggling with their manhood, and that you give them this message that it's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning, this thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death, and often literally. And the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see university professors, especially of the social justice bent, who are among the most protected and privileged people that the world has ever produced. They take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works.
That's my favorite thing about him, is he has this incredible innate understanding of how everything fits together. And so when people argue these positions from this like little box that is their own reality with no concept of how the world actually works, he just exposes them, you know? And this is just like, this is one example. You should hear him talk about environmentalism, you know? He's brilliant. Like he is brilliant, and he's read like when you hear him talk about environmentalism and climate change and all that stuff, he has read all of these books. Like, so where if he says something that you think you disagree with, it's impossible just because you're like, he's always citing information that you don't have, and you go look up and it's correct. You know, this should be, if anything, this video should be a commercial for watching more Jordan Peterson. I really think he's the most brilliant person in the world.
And so a little gratitude for that is in order. And it's very useful to tell everyone, not just men, that they have an important role to play, a necessary role, and that if they act properly and honestly and forthrightly, that they can put their lives together and they can help their families and they can make their communities better, and that that's not toxic masculinity, that appalling phrase. It's what keeps the world going round. And if we had any sense, we'd understand that instead of doing everything at every possible moment to label what we have in the West as oppressive and patriarchal and fundamentally predicated on power of all the insane propositions.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's my dude, man. That is my guy right there.
There has been an increase in trend here in Australia.
Shut up, dude. So, I think we get the idea. I was going to show you guys one other Andrew Tate clip. You guys can watch it if you want. But here's him on Piers Morgan, just, again, demonstrating he's not what they say he is.
To a bad man. There's no such thing as too much masculinity if it's genuinely masculine. Genuine masculinity is not out here to hurt people. It's absolutely the opposite. It's out here to protect. And when bad things happen, they call traditionally masculine men. If you need a firefighter, you need a masculine man. When you call the police because of the problem you have, you want masculine men. And as soon as a woman or a man is in trouble, when you look for backup, you look for masculine men. And masculine men have a duty to provide and protect those they care about. We have a duty to do things we don't feel like doing because we know we're supposed to do them. And that's why we stayed in the Titanic and died. Those were masculine men.
Where did you get your views about this from?
Just what I grew up with. It's the family I grew up around. And
your father, your mother?
Yeah,
both?
and the world I lived in. And I think a lot of the things I'm saying now about masculinity and how people should act in the world, how the world should function, were considered completely normal and accepted by everybody only 20 years ago. I think the world's just lost its mind. For me to stand up and say a man should protect a woman now gets to be called a misogynist and canceled. If I said that 10 years ago, everyone would say, duh. And what's funny is, everyone who argues against me...
Yeah. You get the idea, dude. You know? So, literally all I'm saying is, if you have an opinion based on something that you haven't looked at yourself, just go look at it, dude. Just actually go watch it. Oh, Andrew Tate said blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, watch his content and see if you agree. Do yourself a favor, man. Like, just watch their stuff. And Jordan Peterson, I know it looks like he was about to cry there. He was. Because he understands that, like, that these people that are being, you know, I mean, I would imagine that most of you guys are not as susceptible to, like, the destructive nature of the attacks that happen on these guys, dude. Like, seriously, I'm gonna switch gears and actually, like, say something serious. Where, well, I guess I've been kind of serious here, but I mean this genuinely. That I would imagine the majority of you guys are not as susceptible as the vast majority of people who are not MMA. Like, MMA fans are a very specific type of person, right? Like, we like combat, okay? We choose to observe and take in a combat sport between men or between women where they lock themselves in a cage and they fight until one of them is unconscious or taps out. Like, that is the type of person that would be into that tends to be a confident person who is not as susceptible to ideas that are created and implemented to break people down, right? Like, those kinds of things tend to bounce off of us. You see a thing and you just look and you're like, that's dumb. Where people who are not like us, softer people, that penetrates them and it breaks them down, and they end up hating themselves because of it. They end up in a much worse place. It breaks their mental health. It makes them feel terrible about themselves, and they end up, you know, it's serious. It's not a game, dude. It's not a game. It's serious. And that's why guys like them are important, is because they speak to them. Like, the reason why I don't, you know, when it comes to like Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, the reason why I don't watch the masculinity stuff is I don't need it. I don't need that stuff. And I bet you guys don't either. You know, when I listen to Jordan Peterson, I want to listen to him talk about the environment. I want to hear him talk about, you know, things that are happening in the universities, things like that, things I don't know about. I don't need him to tell me that being masculine means doing things you don't want to do, taking care of women, being responsible for your household. Those guys, like, I know all that, you know? But these people that are under attack, like these people who don't know that, people who are not like you, everyone's not like you. That's why this stuff's important to me, is because I understand that there are the vast majority, they're not like us. And so when you tell people that toxic masculinity is a thing, that people are, you know, that being masculine is a bad thing, dude, it breaks their brain. It really does. And that's why people like us have to push back on that stuff. We have to. We're not doing it because we're like chauvinist, whatever. We're doing it because it's our responsibility to protect people, and they are attacking them with that. We're protecting them, right? Like, I'm doing this because I'm protecting them. If you ever actually pay close attention to my content, if you really pay close attention, whenever I'm attacking someone, I'm doing it in defense of someone else. Every time. Every single time. And I'll tell you guys, if you watch this far, I'll tell you a story about this one of the stupidest disagreements I've ever gotten in online. Okay. And I became the center of this, like, you know, rah, 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 rah on Instagram. Okay. And I'll tell you exactly why. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there is this meme going around about this soccer player, really famous soccer player, who was married to this woman. She filed for divorce, looking, you know, and it says, oh, she's looking for half his assets, only to find out that he had put all of his money in his mom's name. He doesn't own anything, so she gets nothing. And everyone's like, yeah, it's being shared around. Like, look at this genius. Totally saw this gold digger coming, and now she gets nothing. And actually, the court awarded him half of her assets because she was kind of famous, rich model before they got married. So she actually has to pay him, and everyone's all, yes. Oh my God, what a genius. I saw MMA fighters commenting on this, like, genius. And so I was like, all right, well, is she an actual gold digger? Like, what's going on? So I literally just Googled the story. I just Googled it because it's being presented that way all over Instagram. I would imagine a lot of you guys have seen it, right? Okay, so what actually happened is he got accused of graping a girl, okay? So he got accused of assault on another girl, and his wife was on vacation with their 2 kids. She's not some gold digger. They have 2 kids together. She found out that he got accused of grape. And so you have no idea what happened behind closed doors. I would imagine most likely it was consensual because they have video of the girl who accused him going in and out of his house, right? It was consensual. So at the very least, he's an adulterer, which is whatever, dude. If I was a famous rich soccer player, I would probably have a side piece too. I'm not throwing rocks at him. But my point is, it's not like she just went, like, married him and then went after his money. If she was going after half his money, this is what people are so stupid, dude. If she stays with him, she has twice the money. Okay? They have 2 kids together. She leaves, she still has 2 kids. She has twice the money, with money continuing to go in if she stays married to him. Why would she leave just to take half the money? It makes no sense at all. It just comes from people who have never seen or been around people who are married and have money. Okay? Because, like, that's just, it's asinine. It's idiotic. It's the idea that she would just leave him and take half is stupid. Okay? She filed for divorce because he cheated on her. Okay? He cheated on her. And then now, and he put all this stuff in his mom's name because he was 18 years old when he went pro. Okay? People are looking like he's like some strategic genius. They're all, oh my God, this genius put all this stuff in his mom's name and he asked her when he could buy something. Dude, he looks like a fucking child to me. Oh, you put everything in your mom's name? Because he was 18 years old. That people are like, oh, he's a genius. Dude, he's a fucking child. Mommy, I don't know what to do with my money. So I commented on this meme and I was like, the guy got accused of grape. Like, that's why she filed for divorce. The idea that this guy's some hero is ridiculous. Okay? And I got a million comments back there. All, he's just accused. It doesn't mean he's guilty. I'm like, who said that he's guilty? You're saying he's the villain. No, I didn't. This entire thing, this meme going viral everywhere is based on the idea that the wife is some predatory villain. She got cheated on and she filed for divorce. And then she asked for half his money that he... You think she makes the rules? Those are the laws, dude. The laws are if you file for divorce, you get half the money. Was she going to go in there and she'd be like, I want a divorce and I don't want any of the money that legally I'm entitled to? What are you talking about, dude? People are so dumb. And the number of people who responded to me with that, like, oh my God, he's just accused, dude. You sound like a social justice warrior. Oh, really? So in your world, if a woman's married to a guy who gets accused of grape, and then he's like, well, you know, I didn't grape the girl, but I did, like, bang her. Like, the woman's just supposed to stay with him no matter what? Like, I'm not saying that they should never stay with him, but she doesn't have the right to leave the guy if she wants to? And like reading all these comments, I'm like, these are all people who have never had money and they've never had a quality girl. So for me, when I read stories like that, who do I put into that story? I put Gabrielle into it, the mother of my children, where I'm like, wait, hang on. So if I got accused of that and then I admitted to her that I had cheated on her, she's just supposed to either eat it and stay, or she gets mercilessly attacked by the entire internet. Oh, and by the way, I hid all my money so she gets nothing and I'm the hero. I'm the hero. I get accused of rape. My wife, who is a loving, doting wife who has, taken care of my 2 kids, she's the villain because she filed for divorce, and I'm a hero because I hid all my money from her with my mommy. I hid all my money with my mommy. Grow up. Jesus. The guy's not a villain. But the whole point is, my whole thing, I'm not attacking him. I'm saying you're an idiot if you think she's a villain. It's like people are so dumb. I'm not saying he's a villain. I'm saying she's not a villain. A woman leaving a dude who cheats on her is not a villain. And asking for half the money when that's the law is not villainous. Morons. I can't, dude. Love you guys. Peace.